One of the absolute most profitable print-on-demand products you can sell in the summertime is definitely going to be bachelorette shirts. Now, what I love about this niche is not only is it super popular and people are actively looking on Amazon and Etsy for these types of items, but whenever you make a sale, you are typically not just selling one item, but up to 4, 5, 6, 7, even 12 of the same item with every single order because of the size of bachelorette parties. Now, with that being said, I don't recommend just selling very generic, just random bachelorette shirts. There are tons of those already out there, so you're going to be competing against a sea of thousands and thousands of other sellers. But where the real gold mine is and where there is tons of money to be made is in sub-niching and designing for very specific bachelorette themes. So in today's video, I'm going to take you through the process of creating designs and uploading products for 3 of the most popular bachelorette niches this year. So you're going to know how to not only make a really good trendy design, you're going to know how to pick the right product to put it on for a bachelorette shirt, make a mock-up, and actually upload that to be able to sell. So let's not waste any more time and just jump right into one of the most popular bachelorette niches. Now, if you have been anywhere online recently, you've probably seen that the Western or cowgirl niche has really just taken off in the last year. Now, this trend is not going anywhere anytime soon, and it has just infiltrated the whole bridal atmosphere, especially on Etsy. So we are going to be creating our first design for a Western themed bachelorette party. Now, you can take these same concepts and apply it to other things as well, but this is going to do really, really well as bachelorette shirts. So the first thing we are going to do is kind of come up with the design that we are going to be selling. So today I actually have partnered with Kittle, who is the design suite that I use to pretty much make all of my print-on-demand products. And what I love about Kittle is not only can you do a lot of stuff where you are creating everything from scratch and it makes it really easy, but they have a library of so many thousands of different templates that you can pretty much just change out a few of the words, you can add some other elements, change colors, and you have a design that's ready to go. So this is definitely a game changer. If you are very, very new to design, you don't really know what it takes to make a good t-shirt or a mug, but even as someone who's been doing print on demand for multiple different years, who's built a big print-on-demand business, I love templates because it helps me just get designs out way faster and sometimes helps me think of fresh ideas that I might have not done on my own. So what I am actually going to do is I am going to go ahead and search the templates here on Kittle, and I am going to start by looking for something that is in that Western niche or the cowgirl niche. So either of those keywords would be great ones to look up. So I just went ahead in the template section, looked up Western, and let's see what it comes up with. So right off the bat, I can see that there are so many really, really good templates here, and pretty much any of these, we could change some of the text and make it kind of more wedding bachelorette themed. So I'm really liking this one here. I think this one is fun, and it kind of already has those bachelorette colors. This is fun too. This gives me very much like Nashville bachelorette vibes, which is a very popular destination. Let's keep looking here. Honestly, so many of these would be great. And the nice thing about if you have Kittle is you could kind of take this Western bachelorette theme and just run with it and find a really good phrase for a bachelorette party and put it on like 30 different templates and upload all of those. Let's see here. All right, I really like this one, but one that really stuck out to me is this one here with kind of that pink text. So let's take this template and start making some of our changes to make it for a bachelorette party. Now, I kind of was thinking through some fun phrases that we could do. So you could do something like last rodeo before the ring, or I even like the simple phrase that's just like cowgirl crew. That could be really fun for all your bridesmaids to have. So I think that might be the one that I kind of run with. So let's go ahead and start making some edits to this. Now, one of the very first things that I like to do is when there is texture on one of these designs, I find that sometimes it doesn't particularly print really, really well for like a t-shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and just release that texture, and I'm going to just delete that. and that gives us kind of a blank canvas to work with. And then I don't think I'm going to use this line of text, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete it here, and I'm going to move this up to the top. And then the first thing I'm going to do is I am just going to change this to say Cowgirl Crew. All right, so already we are on our way to having a fully done design, but since we did change the text, I definitely want to play around with some of the spacing here and make it look a little bit better. So I'm just going to make this cowgirl quite a bit bigger here. And with most print on demand designs, I find that kind of the bigger and bolder, a lot of times the better it sells. So don't be afraid to make your text take up a lot of the canvas. That's going to sell really well, especially on Amazon or Etsy. And then I'm going to make this crew just a little bit bigger as well here and play around with some of the spacing of these stars, which are super cute, but I think just need to be a little bit rearranged. And then I like to include a lot of times on bachelorette style t-shirts to make them just a little bit more competitive and more relevant is like the year. So for this one, I might do something like Bachelorette Trip 2025. People really like to kind of commemorate the event that they went on. So this is a popular thing to add to bachelorette shirts. And then I'm just going to make the 2025 a little bit bigger. And I think that this little section here looks like it's maybe just missing something. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate one of these stars here and just kind of fill in this little space right here. That looks super, super cute. All right, now once we are happy with this and everything looks good to go, what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the upper right hand side where it says export, and then we are going to make sure the settings are correct for selling a t-shirt. Now typically I like the width of t-shirts to be at least 4,500 pixels, so I'm going to change that and it's automatically going to adjust the height kind of corresponding with that width. And then PNG is great, but make sure you click remove the background, because if you don't do that, it's going to look really funny when you actually put it on a t-shirt. And then we're just going to click export and that will save it to our computer. Next, we're going to go over to Printify, who is going to be the manufacturing partner that we use to get all of these white label products for to sell on a place like Etsy. So if you've never sold print on demand before, it's very, very easy. All you have to do is you create an Etsy account and then you're just going to integrate it with a manufacturing partner like Printify, who is going to take care of everything from storing, printing, packing, shipping your items, and then you are just responsible for making the design and actually uploading the listings. So I will link a video with directions on how to integrate your accounts if you've never done that before, but just know it's really, really easy. Now for today's designs, we are going to be making them all for t-shirts. So I'm just going to go ahead and look up shirt here, and that is going to bring up all of Printify's different shirt options. Now there are so many of them and it can be easy to get overwhelmed and not know what to sell exactly, but I'm going to recommend a few good options and tell you the one that I think works really, really well for bachelorette type designs. So one of my favorite t-shirts for just kind of everyday designs and for my general shop is definitely going to be the Bella and Canvas 3001 type shirt. This could definitely be a really good option for what we're doing today, but there is another shirt brand that is really popular that people are actually looking up by name on Etsy. So they might look up something like this brand, Bachelorette shirt. So we are going to go today with the Comfort Colors t-shirt. So the Comfort Colors 1717 is just a unisex t-shirt, but it's really, really nice. It is a couple dollars more typically than like a Bella and Canvas or just a Gildan, but like I said, people are specifically looking for it, so it's a great option to sell, and people are willing to pay a little bit more of a premium price for it. And it's gonna start around just $11 if you do have Printify Premium. I'll have a link down below how you can get that, but basically Printify is totally free to sell with and use, but if you decide to get kind of their premium subscription, you're gonna get up to 20% off of almost every product, which just means you have more room to make profit on your sales. So let's go ahead and click this and start uploading our design. So once we get over here, we're just going to click start designing, and we're going to go over to where it says upload and add the design from our device that we just downloaded from Kittl. All right, now that already looks really good, but I actually really like how this looked when we kind of designed it for more of like a tan or sand color t-shirt. That's a really, really popular style right now with women. So for the variants, I am actually going to select something that's more of like a sand color. So this ivory one here is great. And then I'm just going to deselect white for right now. And then a lot of times, like I said, you want your designs to be big and bold and take up a lot of the canvas. So since we have a little bit more room, I am just going to expand this here, making sure the design is centered. And once I'm happy with that, we can go ahead and preview what it's going to look like on the t-shirt. Now that looks really, really cute, and we can see what it looks like on a person as well. So we're gonna go ahead and save our product, but we are not done yet. Probably the most important step is coming up next. Now, as you can see, Printify, it gives you a lot of different mockup options here, which are kind of nice to include in your listing, but these are not going to sell your product. First of all, anyone who uses Printify has access to these same mockups, so you're not going to stand out, but they also just look very, very generic. They're not really doing anything to kind of show what your product would really look like in a real lifestyle setting. So we are going to make our own mockups to put on this listing as the very first photo. So the place that I am going to do that is called Place It. Now, Place It is basically kind of an all-in-one print-on-demand subscription. They have everything from templates as well. They have lots of design elements. They have tons and tons of mockups, including like video mockups, which is super, super helpful for selling items on Etsy. And definitely the thing that I use them the most for is going to be making my mockups. So I'm going to go over here to their mockup section and go down to where it says print on demand and go over to t-shirts. And they have so many different mockups that you can use, but I want to specifically look for their comfort colors mockups. So I am just going to, in the search bar here, look up comfort colors and search that. And what I have found is that typically mockups that have real people in them tend to sell quite a bit better on my shops. And I know this is true for a lot of other people as well. So while there definitely is a time and a place for just a garment only mockup, I definitely think that you should stick mostly with mockups with real people in them. Now, there's some really good options here, and we want to make sure we're getting a t-shirt one, but I'm really liking this girl here kind of with that hat. So let's go ahead and start editing this mockup right here. Now, it's super easy to edit your mockups on Place It, which is what I really like about them, because when I first got started, I definitely wasn't super familiar with like how to use Photoshop or Illustrator to kind of warp my mockups to actually look like real clothes. So they would end up just looking like really fake and flat. But on Place It, you don't have to know how to do that. All you do is upload your design and auto format for you. So let's click over here to design and pick the design we just used on our Printify product. All right, so we went ahead and opened that, and you can see a live preview here where it's adjusting your design, and you can see it conforms to all these creases and it looks like a real piece of clothing. But we want to get as close to what the Printify product looks like as possible. So our design was definitely closer to the top here. So we're going to make sure that looks good and go ahead and crop it. And then we want to adjust the shirt color to closer to that sand color we are selling on, the ivory, and that is looking really good. So we're going to go ahead and download it. And for specifically selling on Etsy, I like to resize my images to be the optimal size for that thumbnail. So I'm just going to click here, this crop icon, and I'm going to adjust the pixel sizes. So for Etsy, the size that I like to go with is 2700 by 2025. And then we're just going to use this slider to adjust this until it takes up all of that space here. And just make sure that you can see most of the design. All right, and then we can go ahead and download this to use on our listing. And this will be the photo that we will actually upload to our Etsy listing, where we're gonna adjust the title and description and the tags so that we can actually be found within this bachelorette niche. But let's head back over to Kittl, and I am going to share with you the second bachelorette niche that is so popular right now and will sell really well this summer. Now, the next niche is one that is popular with so many other niches and product types as well, but it's doing particularly well still for bachelorette items, and that is kind of in that groovy retro 70s style niche. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the templates on Kittl and just look up something like groovy. Now, there are tons and tons of templates, and all of these could really easily be changed for a bachelorette party. So let's look through them here. There are some super fun ones. I like this kind of just rainbow one. These mushroom ones are super fun as well. Actually, it's really simple, but I think this type of style could do really well for a bachelorette style t-shirt. So let's click on it and start editing it here. Now, this one we definitely could get very much into like a theme, but I think I might want to keep it pretty simple here and just even say something like bridesmaid vibes. I think that works really, really well for this. And one of the things that I love about Kittle's templates is, especially for really text-based designs, you don't have to like re-auto format the text. So I'm just going to click on this here and write bridesmaid, and then this one here I'm going to write vibes, and then it's going to auto format everything for us here. So already this is pretty much ready to go. The only thing that you could do if you wanted to say that the theme of the bachelorette party is certain colors, you could definitely change all these colors here. So this one, if I wanted to do it more of like a pinky color, I could do that as well. But I kind of like the original color that they had here, so I'm going to keep it similar. And then I'm just going to go ahead and make this take up a little bit more of the canvas and be moved up to the top here, because typically designs look better if they are centered towards the top instead of lower down. That just looks a little bit funky for a t-shirt. So the very same way, we're going to go ahead and export this design. I want to make sure it's at least 4,500 pixels wide. We're going to remove the background and export that. For the same product type, this Comfort Colors t-shirt, we're going to go ahead and start designing again and go ahead and upload the design from our device that we just downloaded. Now, like I said, we want to make sure and put this as high to the top as we can. That's looking really good here. And we also could add this to other colors as well. So say we wanted to add it to like a light pink, that could do really well for bachelorettes. So let's pick this blossom color, and then we're going to go ahead and preview this. So that's looking really, really cute. We're going to go ahead and save this product. And then we're going to go look for our next mock-up to be the thumbnail of this image on Etsy. All right, so again, we want those Comfort Colors t-shirts here. Let's scroll through and see if we can find a good one. I think that this one here is super fun, and I like that it has kind of the peace sign for those groovy vibes. So let's go ahead and edit this. And we're just going to go ahead and again upload that design we just downloaded. Now, we want to make sure it's as high to the top here. We can see this live preview and make sure the positioning looks good. And then we crop that. And this looks great for the white version, but if we also want to download one for that light pink, we can make sure and change that and then click download. And the last thing we want to do is crop that. And I'm going to change this to 2700 by 2025 and then just adjust this here. And that already looks really good. You can definitely read what this says. So we're going to go ahead and download this to use. And when it's done processing, we will just click on it to download to our computer. Now, the next niche for bridesmaids is something that you might not have thought to kind of pair together, but this is a niche that has been doing really, really well for quite a while. And it particularly does well in the spring and summer. So this is a fun one to mix and match with kind of a bachelorette theme. And that's something that you can continue to do as you sell print-on-demand items, is if you see that a trend or niche is doing well, you can always cross it together with another popular niche. So for example, bachelorette and any popular holiday that's coming up is something that could do particularly well. Now, I actually have a full niche research workshop for you guys that talks a lot about how to not only cross really good niches, but how to find them and actually make designs from them. I will link the hour-long workshop and how to sign up down below. It's totally free. If you sign up, I'll just send you a link to watch that. But it's a really great resource for you guys, and it lets me go into a little bit more depth with the research process than I'm able to on YouTube, and just a free gift for you guys. So let's find our next niche that we're going to be selling for this bachelorette theme. And the one that does really, really well is going to be kind of that like cottagecore, mushroom core, maybe even more like witchy type vibes. Those sell really, really well on Etsy, and combining it with a bachelorette trip is really fun and kind of outside of the box. So I could look up something in the templates like cottage or witchy, but I think one that might be fun is looking up something like mushrooms. That could be really, really cute, and it's a really popular aesthetic. All right, so already there are tons of different mushroom options. This one is really cute. This is really fun too. And I'm thinking for something like this, I might have it say something like Let Love Bloom, Bachelorette 2025. I think that could be super fun. So some of these also have kind of that groovy vibe, which is fun too, to play off of that as well. But I think I want more of that kind of like cottage core more cozy feel. And actually this one is kind of speaking to me here. All right, so already this is super, super cute, and we just have to make a few changes and this could pretty much be ready to go. So I'm gonna have this say, let's love, and then down here, balloon. All right, that's looking cute. The spacing is not 100% there yet. So I'm gonna make this bloom quite a bit bigger here. And I actually kind of like how that looks when it's overlapping a little bit. That looks cute. And I'm gonna bring this all up to the top just because of what I said. Designs do better when they're near the top and take up a lot of the canvas. So that's looking cute. And then I think here we could say, like, once again, Bachelorette 2025. That's a really popular thing for these types of t-shirts. And then let's adjust the spacing here. Make this bigger. Right, that's looking really cute. But I think I might change this orange color to be more of a pink. I think that just says Bachelorette a little bit more to me. Yeah, that's super cute. And we'll change the mushroom to be that same color here. All right, now that is already looking really, really nice. I think we're pretty much ready to go. So again, we're going to go over to export. We're going to make sure that this is 4,500 pixels wide, remove the background, and export it. Now we just go back to Printify, and the very same thing, we're going to click start designing, and we're going to upload our new design right here from our device. And for this one, again, I think it has more of that organic kind of feel. So I am going to go with that ivory color again, that I just know will sell really, really well. And we're not going to have it on the white color. But again, you could do like a light pink here, or another color that would look really cute is like light green. So that could be another good option as well. But I really like this ivory one. And then we're just going to make sure that this takes up most of the canvas here and that it's centered. And we're going to go ahead and preview this. And that looks super cute. That would be really fun with all of the girls on a bachelorette trip kind of matching in this. And then we'll save our product and start working on our next mock-up. All right, so we are back on Place It, where we're gonna find our next mock-up here. And there are lots of good options here, but I think this one is pretty fun. So let's click on her and go ahead and edit this. And same thing, we're just going to upload our design and change that spacing here until that looks like our t-shirt. All right, that looks good. And then we're gonna change this shirt color to be more of that sand color as well. And once this is looking good, we're gonna go ahead and click download and then resize that. So let's change this to 2700 by 2025 and just redo the spacing here. That looks really good. And we're just gonna go ahead and download. And then all of those mockups we are going to add to the actual Etsy listing as that first image, which is super important. You can keep the other Printify mockups as kind of those second, third, fourth photos, but you want to make sure that you are really paying a lot of attention to that first image specifically. And Place It is a really good tool to make these. They have thousands of different mockups for tons and tons of print-on-demand products, and you just pay one subscription price per month and you get access to all of them. Now, any of these bachelorette themes could be ones that you could take and run with, but the Western theme, the groovy theme, and kind of that cottagecore theme are all other ones that could be crossed with tons of other print-on-demand niches too. And that's why I love that Kittle has tons and tons of templates and options for these kind of designs. You can really make so many different types of products. And I will make sure to have all of the information for all of the tools that I use down below. I was working with the paid plans for all of them, but most of them do have free options as well that you can just get started with and try and see if this is the right tool for you. But I do highly recommend upgrading pretty quickly to the paid account, because typically if this is just going to help you sell 1 or 2 extra items a month in your print-on-demand shop, it's going to pay for itself and just make your whole process quite a bit easier. And if you're just feeling really inspired and want to work on making more designs, I actually have a full video here that takes you through the process of making 10 designs in just about 10 minutes, so you can really get some amazing uploads out. I will have that video linked for you guys to watch here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.